This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now let's start with the samplers. Okay. We haven't discussed the samplers. So what is the sampler? Sampler is
Request.
nothing but a API, the request and
Request.
endpoints, right? What are the different type of samplers are there? We can do it. So in JMeter, it almost supports most of the important things. Not like SAP, the banking one, the UI one, the desktop. They are not. But apart from that, it will support most of the samplers. I mean, protocols. You can say protocol. Okay. The first and most important protocol is HTTP request. HTTP request is for REST API. Okay. So when you add this REST API, you have defined HTTP or HTTPS method, your server name and your port number, whatever methods are there, and a path. Or you can put everything in the path also. I mean, you don't have to give it here also, but that is like a messy one. So always preferable to these things. Okay. So when you do parameters, give the parameters here. Okay, when body data will give the body data file upload, you can just add a file upload here. That's HTTP request. So first HTTP request you can add header manager or cookie manager from a config element header manager. Like when you're passing the token authentication, right? That will go in the header manager. If there is cookies in the cookie manager. So this for REST API. So to do any REST API to run a REST application, you want to load in JMeter. If it's not recording, then you have to add manually HTTP request. And if recording also, by default, JMeter will capture everything in HTTP request. Even though your application is some other protocol, but JMeter will try to capture in HTTP request. So in that case, that is one first. So first you have to fix, you have to check whatever application is using. The application using REST or WebSocket, SOAP or like that, you have to figure that out. Okay, that's REST API. So next important one is the SOAP. Okay, so let me open SOAP from existing scripts. Okay, not working. Let's check some sample request of SOAP. Okay. So sample request. For REST we got it, right? Request Rust and Swagger, all these are REST only. Correct? So but like SOAP, no, let's look for the SOAP, same as SOAP protocol. Uh, let's take this one. So we need one sample, no, to test with JMeter. So I'm just checking. No, it's not one. Mm. So SOAP is like one of the protocol like REST only. Mostly banking, the backend security details will support the SOAP. So in REST, if you observe, most you will see in the JSON and text format or HTML, right? But SOAP you will see always XML. Okay, so we got this one. Let's write it to this one. Okay, let's copy this URL. Control C. Okay, first how to do is file, new, add, threads, thread group, add, sampler, soap request. There's soap, custom soap sampler. Okay, so here I have to give the URL, right? So if there any other data, you can give it. Otherwise, you can simply uh, then simply get that. Let's run the video and see. Add listener registry. Mm-hmm. Just need a data attachment. Hmm. Let me check. Hmm. Not getting the old soap sampler. Let me check in plugins. Just a second. Let's see. You can leave it. Okay. So soap is like that only. It's kind of XML only main thing. So whatever it, you have a web service definition language WSDL file. So you should have that file. Okay. So from in that file only you can update. So you have to give the URL, you have to give WSDL file where in the file it has all the APIs. So based on whatever you're going to pick that file, but the input and output is always XML. Okay, I think that is deprecated in the latest 5.5 version. That's why I'm not able to find it. Okay, but you are using old versions and you have a requirement. You can download JMeter of old versions and you can use that one. Okay, so clear, right? I'll try to get a lowest version and try to do if time permits. But you understand, no? So,
Yeah, understood, sir.
Srinivas,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Now, like that, right? What we discussed, REST and SOAP. Same as like we have FTP request. What is FTP? File transfer protocol. So this is one of the requests where it takes care of upload or download the files. So if you want to do a load test of that type of application, so we got a lot of FTP sample requests. Mm, yeah. So this is a FTP request. Okay. And we have user and password, friendly IP block list. Okay. So let's do this one. Mm, okay. So Jmeter, we remove this and go add sampler FTP request. Okay. So what is server name? This is our server name. URL. Control C. Okay. So we have to give remote file name and local file name. Let's do this then.
So what performance testing will be done with FTP?
No, suppose your application using FTP, right? Whether uploading download
Mm,
file. Suppose 100 people are using. So
okay.
instead of testing on UI, you always talk to these APIs in the backend, correct? UI is for customers.
So we
So
will
in the
connect
one,
as 100 users and upload or download, is it?
yes. So what I was able to doing, Geometry always capture the APIs and we directly put the load on APIs only, right? So in that case, if you want to your application the FTP request, so then you have to do this way. See why we put a load REST APIs, because the UI application is capturing REST only. Same as like if your application has a upload or download option and they are using FTP, so you have to follow this step. Okay, so let's upload a file. Okay, I'll give in my bin location. What is our bin? Okay, I'll give gmail.log. So remote location means what in the server, what is your name of the file? So local, same file and same name. Okay, and user port, and if the username password also there, na. So just copy the username, password. For downloading file, you should use get. Okay, I'm uploading a file, use a put. Okay, if you want to download response, you can put this response. Okay, now let's run and see. Let me save this. Mm, okay, save somewhere else. Right, okay, if I run this now, it's still running. Okay, we got success. And if you response, body response, address is not there, and it is a success. Okay, yeah, it says 200 success. Now let's download the same file. Okay, let me this save test plan as okay, FTP request. Hmm. So this is what upload. Same thing now I will for download. Add sampler FTP request download. I will use same data instead of writing a duplicate it. Copy, paste, download Alicia name. Instead of put, I'll just put a get. So that I want to update this one. So it will download in the these things. Now let's run it. So again it will upload, right? Because that group has upload. Now download is working. I mean, this is a sample section where you should understand JMeter is capable of most of the application you can do a load test, not only REST. Because you don't know right, how the applications are built in. Download taking time, maybe data. Okay, let's see. Download. Okay. Download. See, we got response. See, this is JMeter log only, right? See, if it's uploaded means then only it got downloaded. See, set base, all the JMeter log. Understood, right? FTP request. So if an application uses FTP request, instead of recording in the UI, we simply add this FTP request and we'll do the testing here. Okay. So now let's check for other things. Sampler. GraphQL HTTP request. So GraphQL is nothing but is one of the protocol where it's kind of REST only. But the thing is, it will display the statistics data because these days now, if any web application has a data like trading data, dashboard data with a lot of metrics they're displaying now, most of the things the backend is a GraphQL. Okay, so you have to remember that JMeter supports GraphQL as well because if you don't know about all these things, right, in a discussion of term with a manager or client, no, if you like if they say it's not REST application, then we can't say that no, it's not supporting JMeter. So we have to check the protocols. That's why we have to understand the GraphQL. I mean, different protocols here. So there's thing about REST only, but it's different, a little bit different on the wrapper. So let's find out one GraphQL test one. GraphQL test server. Looking for the same as like REST only. URL path, everything will be there. Some extra things will be there in the back and nothing much. Okay, so this is what API. Let's see. Control C. Just put everything in the path. Okay, and if there is a operation name, you can give it. Let's say query. What is the query? Query this one. Okay, this is a query. Nothing. That's it. Let me disable this FTP once. Let's see. Same graph, nothing but REST only. It has some wrapper. It displays the data. Okay, 405. 405 not allowed. Method not allowed. I say okay, it could be a guest then. Hmm. See, we got the green and we got the data. See, same as like REST API, but only thing is you have to get the queries and data. Nothing much. Okay. So now let's go to next one. Add JDBC request. So what is JDBC? Do you know name of the abbreviation of the JDBC?
Java database connection.
Java database connection. Because whenever you want to connect a database, so if you use JDBC library nothing but with the Java, sorry, with the Java language, you can connect it to database. Generally, if you have a database, right, how will connect? You have to log into database using a client, SQL client or something, SQL developer, and you will be logging into the database and you will be checking the queries. So that's a manually will do that. But in the application wise, in the code wise, now we can't do manual, right? So the code has to automatically link with the database. That's where JDBC connections will come. So as JMeter is also developed in Java, we are using directly JDBC connection. Okay. So to use the JDBC connection, first you have to download the proper plugins of it. Okay, JDBC. Okay, we have to this plugin support has to be there. So then only it can support the JDBC connection configuration. Okay, now let's go to this. So this is JDBC request. This is nothing but our request, right? Where you'll write queries. So here I'll write a query. Select star from employee table. Star from employees. So then it will give a response. But how we do connecting database? We should connect, right? So that's where we have to add for JDBC. We should add JDBC connection configuration config element JDBC connection configuration. So here you have to give, sorry, where is this one? Yeah. So here you will be giving what is your database URL. Okay. And your private class. Private class, if you are using a PostgreSQL, you are using a Oracle, use MySQL, right? Whatever is it that based on that you have to select here. Suppose my database MySQL, I will simply select MySQL. If it's PostgreSQL, if it's Postgres. If it's Oracle database, Oracle. Whatever database you want, hit, you have all the available types here. Right? Understood? Simply just select that name. And obviously have username and password, right? So now how my request will know to pick up that connection from here? So we have a one more component, variable bound to pool. Suppose if I give db-1, so in the request I should give the same name, db-1, so that my request will go to that connection configuration, get the that it can connect it. Okay. So now I'll try test to check whether I can get any test database. Mhm. Okay, let's check. We have any available database, right? We'll try to connect it. Mm. So like setup one, we have to set up the files here. Okay, let's see whether it will go or not. Okay. Okay, I'm creating a table. Let's give employee table. Okay. ID name. Okay. What can I have ID? Employee ID name is. Hmm. So now let's save the project. Okay, now we have to connect, right? So we will connect it. Okay. How will connect this one? Scheme builder. Mm. But you understood the concept, right? The request and connection configuration. So whatever the table you have to give, just give the employee's name, what simple query. And if you want to store this output, right, just give the result variable name. It will store everything there. Like how we do the regular expression extractor, no? Same as like a regular result variable name here. So, and you have to do this connection configuration with our four details. You can ignore everything, just give the variable name pool, and you have to scroll down and give this four class. Nothing much. Database URL, driver class, username, password. Okay, I will try to see how whether I can connect to this one or not. Mm, let me check whether I have my. I'm just checking whether I have any setup in my local. Okay, it's not there. You can ignore it. Okay, that's what you do for the your database connection. Let's first see the other samplers. Add sampler.
Sir,
Okay.
after
Hmm.
generating query in database, suppose the ID is the employee ID is there. I want to
Hmm.
use that ID in the API request. So how
Hmm.
I can do it?
Yeah. So in the JDBC request, right? You write query, right? Suppose say
Yeah.
you are getting only ID. Select
Yeah.
ID, right? So result
Hmm.
variable name, just give ID. Then
Okay.
you can use dollar underscore dollar curly brace ID. That's it. Suppose you have
Okay.
multiple things. Suppose in the
Hmm.
star na, we'll get all five or six, right? So I will
Yes.
define like whatever the names are na, like column one, column two, column three, column four, whatever the name. So you can
Hmm.
refer these things in a single ones.
Okay.
Same as like how we do regular expression etc. No? Whatever you give here, it will map to
Hmm.
each column to each variable.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose in that case, suppose you have five rows. Suppose
Hmm.
you want fourth row value, right? Fourth row ID.
Yes.
So then
Hmm.
what you do? ID is in the first column. So C1, right? C1 underscore
Hmm.
4 will go to fourth row.
Okay.
C1 underscore 3, third row.
Okay. But
So like that
if
you can do.
suppose if there are 50 users,
Hmm.
50 users are there. For each user, one ID I need to assign. Then
That's
how
what
I
right
can
regular
do?
expression. No, same. Same
Okay.
only. Even how many times you want run, it will take same value, right? For each user, it will take what are the value from the at that loop. It will take that value and it will send it.
Okay.
Let's see how our session ID generating every time we got suppose running 50 times. What if 50 sessions will be generated, and we are passing the 50 sessions to next calls.
Hmm.
Same way we can do that for nothing, no difference. One result variable name, and you have to call this name using dollar curly braces of value.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So now once you're done with the script, right? If you want to send an email, generally what we'll do in email, no, we'll do manually. But if you want to test a load test of your mail servers, suppose your application is kind of a mail application, like how we have webmail, Outlook, na. In that case, you can send an email directly with a JMate. And I mean, you can put a load on directly on this one using mail reader sampler. If it's your application is a mailing concept and you want to test your email, so simply mailing concept. So you have to give your mail host, okay, and username, password, and whatever the folder you want to check it, okay, and simply run. You will see all the inboxes of that one.
It reads the emails.
Yes, but it's not like kind of public ones. The public, like if you want to do Gmail or a company, right? They won't accept it because they can't allow the data from outside, na. So it's like kind of other emails, which is not in security work.
So basically, this is a mail server performance testing, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So apart from
It,
our Outlook and Gmail, right? We have some dummy emails also for small companies. Now they use it.
mhm.
So in that case, if you want to test those type of things, you can use this mail rate sampler.
There
Suppose
is
if
a
100
mail.
people are, suppose see,
Mm.
I have deployed one new mail server. Okay, I will show you recently only one of my friend developed. Okay, let
So what
me
about
show you.
email sending? Is there any email
Sending is
sending
also
also?
there. It is also there. I'll show that.
Yes. Yeah, I have a scenario. I need to
Hmm.
send an email and then check the actual information.
Which email is that one?
I mean, the application has one email ID. So
No,
to
that
that
is email
email
ID. No,
ID,
what is server?
is IMAP server.
IMAP.
Yeah. So from outside, we
No.
need to send email to that server,
Hmm.
and then we
Create
need to work with the
story.
documents received in the email.
Okay. I'm not sure whether it will alert or not. Okay. Okay, it's not working. Okay, so this is kind of one dummy email. Webmail reallyfill.in. Okay, these are like small email servers. So you can connect to these email servers only. Okay, you can't connect like Gmail or company ones because they won't allow the traffic outside of the things. Okay, so what you have to do is simply get your server host. So you have to ask your IT guys because we don't have the server host, right? Server host nothing but not like webload MP, I mean sorry, outlook.com or outlook.yourcompany.com. Okay, they have some server other hosts as well where the server is running, mail server is running. Okay, so obviously you have to give your username and password and give the folder what you want to read. And in the view registry, it will display the emails, what are the email there. Now, if you want to send an email, we have that one.
SMTP? No.
Yeah, SMTP, SMTP. Where is it? Yes, this is SMTP where you will send the email. So here, simple same thing. Address from you have to give from whom you want to send that email. Okay. Suppose I want to send email to
Server.
you.
I have the server and I have the port.
Yeah, this server and port is common. What your
Um,
email. So from your email to whoever is sending, if you want to BCCC and you can do that. If it is authentication, right, then you have to check this box, give username and password. Okay. If it is a properly secured, use SSL. Otherwise, you don't require. And here you will write a message and subject.
attachments also.
Attachment is also there. Yeah, files. This is a attachment. Simple,
Okay,
nothing much.
attachment.
Yeah, file you can send the file and you can do that. In the response, you will see whether it is delivered or not. Well,
So
SMTP,
host name,
very important.
host.
SMTP. Okay, same thing. Server and port. Where application is mails are running, that server and mail is port.
No, no, sir. Actually, what I'm asking, see, from suppose if I'm sending an email, okay,
Hmm.
from Gmail or Outlook or whatever,
Hmm.
all that we need is a recipient email ID, nothing else, right? I mean,
No, that's
recipient
out. No,
email.
no, that's normal. I mean, that's a. I mean, whenever using any client, that is you can do that. But is JMeter, We have to give you how it will know. See, if you are sending a two email, suppose you want to send email, right? If you have recipient email, you are entering that where somewhere now to send an email. Generally, where you will enter, whether you use Outlook or ever web access,
Okay, okay, I
correct?
got it. But here,
Ah,
I think here we
say no,
need
no, that is a
the
client.
server.
That is a
Yeah, I got
client.
it,
So
sir.
here is also here we are making
Yeah,
JMeter as a client. So
yeah.
that's why you have to give the details.
Ah, default SMTP, but SSL. But what to give in the port actually?
That's why your admin have the door details. If there is no port, you can
No,
just give server name only. This port is not mandatory. If it is there, you can give it.
no. So, now suppose if I need to send an email to a Gmail client, Gmail server,
Hmm.
for example, then suppose for and assume that Gmail is supporting IMAP.
Okay, so
And
I'll show you.
how we will give that? I mean, just in that
SMTP.
sample
Uh-huh. SMTP
in the JMeter,
request.
I want to say
Yes, yes, that's what I'll show you.
for Gmail.
SMTP request. We'll try now in Gmail will work or not. Okay.
Which is even host name and IP address for Gmail. The server will be SMTP dot. Okay,
Okay, but I'm not sure how we'll get this port number or not.
yeah, that's
Generally,
why
right?
I'm
I
asking.
tried initially, it won't allow it for me.
No, I have the port numbers and all, but the port number is
Hmm.
some IMAP protocol is IMAP and port number is some 993 something is there
Okay,
in
just a
my
second. Papa,
case.
just a second. Just a second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, let me check other blog if I have anything or not. Hmm. See, they are using like this smtp.google. It's old, very old one. I'm not sure work or not. Okay, I'll
Hmm.
paste in a chart.
No,
Latest
I have
file
the
home.
yeah,
Now, whatever, just try all these things. It's
but this
straightforward.
is only
Nothing
for the
hard.
SMTP server, I guess, but not the
No, it's
IMAP
it's
server.
email. That's why you need IMAP server URL. Like how we see
Uh,
sm.googleemail.com, right?
I,
Same as
I
you need
I
your IMAP.
understand. Yeah, yeah. For
Hmm.
IMAP, I will get maybe whatever the server name,
Hmm.
and then port number I will get. But in the
And
in
you
our
give.
request, can you go to Geometry, please?
Hmm.
Yeah, it is okay. Port is mentioning, so that means I just need to give the port number there,
Hmm.
and then address from address to okay.
From your email because you will credentials, right? Username and password here. Where is this one? This one. So we have to give your email only. Whoever credentials we are entering, right? We have to enter that email.
Okay, I will try this and see.
Okay, and you just give saying the data. This one, it will get it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a SMTP. Let's go to next one. Okay, OS processor. This is very important. OS process sampler. So in JMeter, if you want to execute some command like CMDs, okay, like exe file, very basic ones, not like complete our desktop application, not like that. Very basic exe. Suppose I have a Windows bat, I have written a script in Windows bat file. What it will do, it will simply print the my IP of my system. So whenever you want to do these things, or you want to run our shell scripts, .sh files. So at that case, you have to use OS process sampler. It's not one fully one. Not, suppose your application completely on the exe file or bat file, it JMeter won't help it. But it will help only few things. Like whether small in sometimes application may require to start the bat file or start the SH file or after the application like that. In that case, you have to use OS process sampler. OS is nothing but it will control the OS. Okay. Just give me a second. We'll try this OS process.
Yeah. So I have a question not related to this.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now after this process sampler, I will ask you.
Yeah. Okay. So here, suppose I will try to create a small bat file. Okay. Uh, First we should know sample bat file in the internet. Okay, to print hello or something. Mm. Okay, I just simply written echo hello world. Okay, let me save this on your folder jmeter.now with the bat sample.bat. Okay, let's put all files. Okay, saved it. So generally, if I go to command prompt now, so let me go to your location cmd. Okay, if I run sample.bat, see I got a output echo hello world. This is sample one. Now if I want to try this from a JMeter, so what you have to do is in JMeter, first thing is command. What is our command? We are using a what we are using? Uh, we are using this one, no? CMD.
Echo.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
CMD.
CMD. Okay. So what is my browser for working directory? This is my working directory where my scripts is there. Okay. Now command to execute. Now I want to execute. I want to execute sample.bat.
Batch file.
Okay. Let me disable all these things. Yeah. Okay. This won't work now. We'll get error. Let's see because we have to pass something else. Let's check for based on the error. Okay. Okay. See, it will it no. Okay. No, no, not working right. Okay, understand. Let's see. Control C. So wherever CMD is there, that's our working directory. So I mean, system 32. In system 32 only, you will see the CMD file things one. Windows C.
Oh, but it worked, I guess, already.
Suppose you want to do, no, whatever. Suppose I want to open Notepad file, right? So where my Notepad exe is installed. You understood? So let
Yeah.
me add. I'll show you. I'll show you that one. Notepad also. I'll show you. We
So we
have
can
to
run
do
it now
slash.
for now.
We'll run Notepad also. It will open Notepad. Response body. See, you got hello world now. Output. So what we did simply first, whatever the exe file you want to run, right? You have to give that working location. Suppose I want to try with now Notepad. So where is my Notepad will be installed generally? C use Windows. Sorry, C program files Notepad plus plus. Where is that my exe? Hmm?
It's there.
This is my exe, right? So now this is my working directory location. Let's see. Control C. Let me duplicate this one. Hmm. This is my working location. Where your exe is installed. Okay. What is my exe command? Notepad plus plus dot exe, right? You have to. This is your command. Notepad plus plus. Okay. Dot exe. Now I'll delete all these things. Okay. If I run simply save and run, it will open Notepad. It is got some error. Huh? Got error. Cannot or run program node plus plus. The system cannot find file specified. Uh, let's see. Slash e. Okay. Got error. Let me Google this one. OS process sampler. Reference sampler. Notepad. Okay. Mm, not there. But we understand, right, how to run the command. Simple one. So you have to just give a working directory and what are the file you want to run. What are the ex you want to run? Simply run it. It will work it. Okay. So this OS plans are very important when you're dealing with some type of your hard coded local applications, bad files or shell script files. Okay. So Sinos, you are about to ask some doubt now. What is it?
Oh, yeah. So we have a thread group, and then I have actually say I have one scenario. So that scenario contains some more than one IP.
Hmm.
Okay, so when we are actually doing the performance testing under the thread group, suppose there are 5 APIs,
Hmm.
and then they all will be executed in sequentially, right, sir?
By default, JMeter will run sequential only, no?
Okay, in sequential. Suppose if suppose if the I'm running, suppose there's some 10 threads. I mean, the
Hmm.
load is for 10 users.
Hmm.
So all the 5 APIs. uh, kind of as a group, so 10 threads will go, right?
Yes, 10, I mean 10 times 10 users, right? So
Yeah,
each
10
user will
users.
pick up one API and same like all 10. They will pick up the first API, they will do the execution
Okay,
parallel.
yeah, thread,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So first API, second API, third API, fourth API, fifth API. This is one request actually for us, right?
One
It's
user.
one scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for one user it is like that. For second user
Yeah.
again, first, second, third, fourth, like that.
Fourth, fifth. Yeah. These
Okay,
are
okay.
in parallel. All
Yeah.
used in parallel.
Mhm.
In each user, the request will execute sequential. But if you check all the users are parallel.
Parallel. Under the thread group, whatever is there, it's all actually one thread.
Yes. The same thing will happen to all other users also.
The same thread will be replicated and for the number of counts, whatever we given. So in general, just one question. Suppose when we are dealing with end-to-end scenarios, okay, so do we need to create a different thread groups or how actually they are handled? Hello, sir, you got my question? Hello?
Yeah, I think sir has disconnected.
Hmm. He's back.
Uh,
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. No, I lost the
Yeah,
power. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Sir, actually, my
Mm.
question is, suppose if when we are building the end-to-end scenarios,
Mm.
say each scenario contains some 4 or 5 APIs, for example. Like that, I have multiple scenarios. So,
Right.
so we need to create different thread groups for each of them. Is it?
I mean, multi means like one workflow, right? Some log in to log out is one workflow. That
Yeah,
you will put
like
in one
it's
thread
just
group.
like yeah, one thread group.
Ah. So
And
yeah, then
again,
you can put multiple thread groups in one JMX, or
hmm, hmm,
if you want, you can put in different JMX also with JMX as one thread group.
hmm. But I want to keep only one JMX. And maybe, say for example, I
And
have
you can have
a
multiple
smoke,
thread groups.
smoke.
See, multiple thread groups you
Yeah.
can put it.
So some smoke test I want to do some basic intent flows. I have 10 scenarios.
Yeah, then
So
you
I
can
can
put it
create
all
some
tests in
10.
different thread group.
Okay, so all can be executed at once, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So you will able to see the screen, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, if
new
you see,
thread
right,
group.
if you uncheck this option, last we discussed. So if you uncheck it, by default, they are
Yeah,
all run parallel
yeah.
at same time. Yeah, if you want, if it is a dependency
Hmm.
on our previous scenario, then you check this option. So one by one, it will execute.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's go to next sampler. Add sampler. Yeah, WebSocket.
sir, what was the
Okay.
slash C you have used, sir, in the OS processor? Slash.
Slash is like default. Yeah, it's like default command is indicating that to use of command prompt only. Because JMeter doesn't understand, right? So it is like saying that we are okay. I'll clearly explain this one here.
Sir, have you
Hmm.
covered the data sharing queues? It's one of the advanced topic mentioned in the syllabus actually. I don't
Data
remember data sharing queues.
data sharing queues.
Yeah.
No, no, I didn't get that data sharing queues.
No, no, actually in the syllabus, actually, in the syllabus, right, sir, the
Mm-mm-mm.
geometry syllabus. Under advanced
Mm,
concept, it
mm,
is mentioned about the data sharing queues. So server monitoring, data sharing queues.
No, no, that
Uh,
will come here in the perf We haven't covered the perf no? Here, perf
okay.
That will come here.
Some JTL files and all they mentioned.
No, here only. JTL files we discussed it already. The
Yeah,
V-Result,
yeah.
stream, whatever is your output. And the
Yeah, yeah,
like
JTL
monitoring,
files is
monitoring side
in.
will come in perf Perf
Mhm.
Yeah.
Data sharing queues also
Okay.
comes in where, sir? In the Fairphone only?
No, not data sharing queues. I mean, I'm not getting the exact context. So can you just share that with me? I mean, I'm not sure what the data sharing queues in that. I mean, which terms
Uh,
they written that? Yeah.
okay, okay. I'm sharing in the
Yeah. So
chat,
Sheila.
sir, right now.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I shared. So Sheila, this is nothing but see, this is one of the parameter to understand. It's like in a to use CMD. It's not like default one. See, just to use
Okay.
slash then only the all commands will work.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So Srinivas,
Sir,
okay.
and sir, we have not covered that one also, like the server monitoring, like CPU, memory size, how
No,
much
that's
it
why
is,
The perfmon will come.
all
Perfmon will take care of
perform.
that for you.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is my syllabus only. So where you share
Hmm.
that queue?
It's under advanced topics, sir. Yeah, you can see server monitoring and then data sharing queues.
Data sharing queues. Okay, okay. Maybe I've written in this way. Uh, oh, I'm not getting. I'm also not recollecting. Okay, understood,
It's okay.
understood. No, no, no,
It's
no.
okay,
I
sir.
got it. I got it.
Just
It's like
asking, like, I
no, no,
was
no,
actually, I'm
no. It
unable to
is
recall whether we, yeah.
no, 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 no. It's not like that. You can go through it. We can cover one by one.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking on a mute. It automatically
Uh,
muted it. Okay. Yeah.
no problem, sir.
So yeah. So in the sorry, I think you lost that one. Okay. So in API, we have used regular expression extractors, JSON expression extractors, right? To pass the data in between the APIs.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So but now if you pass the same data to some other thread group,
Oh,
you can't pass it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's I meant. So I will write put in a miscellaneous. Okay. Data between threads. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to continue the topic. So we are discussing WebSockets. So what is WebSocket? WebSocket is very important. One of the protocol of these days. Okay. So this WebSocket is nothing but kind of is initially discussed told you, right. It's a two-way communication. So till now, what happens? All other protocols what we discussed, we sent the data, we got the response, right? If you ask the server, and server will give the data. That's it, right? But if there is some change in the server, they won't tell us. You understood, na? Client and server. Suppose I want to check my balance. What we did, we make a one get call. It what get call will do, what is the balance there, right? Suppose I have 100 rupees in my account, I'll get 100 rupees. Suppose suppose I have like I have made some transaction, right? I have made some transaction saying that I use some 10 rupees out of it. Okay. So now again, if you do get call, then only get a 90, right? But whenever you made a transaction server, you should get a response also, like in JMetron. So that's not possible because these are client and server is one-way communication. If you ask to server, you'll get the data. Okay. So now two-way communication is in the web sockets. This is where like our charting application or all the things with two-way communication, because if they're changing client side or server side, both will be getting notified. Okay. If you let's take in our office, right? If you see we have thermostats. Do you idea on that thermostats?
Yeah.
What they do, they'll control the temperature in the rooms.
Yeah.
Sheila, you
Yes,
heard about
sir.
that? Yeah, simply right.
No,
If you
sir.
in a go to meet, uh,
I didn't
Sheila.
heard about that, sir. I didn't heard,
Yeah,
sir.
okay. Yeah, see. So in our India, right, in our rooms, what how we'll control the AC? We'll control the AC using remotes.
Yes.
Okay. So in the US, in our like in the US, most of the houses, they will use thermostats. The thermostat nothing but they will sit with the attached to the wall. Okay. And if you change the temperature, it will change the temperature in the all the rooms.
Okay.
Okay. Simply instead of having remote, they use the thermostat. They have remote also, but this is one of the way. So
Okay.
now, suppose they said like okay, let's put a 16 degrees in AC.
Mm.
Okay. So then what in the thermostat enter 16. So what AC will change to 16. Correct.
Okay.
But assume that outside the temperature is very cold. Outside. So general why we put AC 16, if outside is very heat, then we want AC inside, right? But assume that outside suddenly the temperature has changed outside. Outside is now from heat to it got very cold. I mean it became a night, something like that. It got very cold. So now that detect change by the AC or that machine, and they will inform to thermostat also. So thermostat automatically will change that one. So generally, what happens in India, right? What will happen if your temperature is decrease outside, so we have to switch off the AC or we manually increase the temperature, right? Like 2022, because hello,
Yes, sir.
yeah, right. So now what happens now using the web sockets, they will from thermostat to AC, AC to thermostat, they will control each other. If there is outside change in temperature, it will change automatically. If there is change in temperature in thermostat, it will change the AC automatically. It's two-way communication. So whenever you want two-way communication, whenever you want two-way application side, then you have to use the web sockets. Okay, this is kind of if you see WS, web web socket. If you see double S, it's a web socket security. Okay, so if I go to anywhere, no, if I open this one only, like check my NQ website. So in the network tab, what we see until now, we've seen any traffic is there or not, right? Whatever is loading. Suppose if they are using WebSocket, now if you click on WebSocket here, if they are using any WebSocket, you will see the WebSocket calls here. Okay. So I think BlazeMate has one dummy WebSocket server. Let's test that. WebSocket sampler in JMeter. Okay, so they have eco WebSocket dummy website. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, this is main WebSocket sampler. Let's give server name or IP is the eco website org. Okay, and port is IT and protocol is WS. It's not security one. Okay, and now path is not there. Okay, now if I run the script, we got error for WebSocket, I guess. Oh, more recent version of 55 is runtime only requires class one. Okay, okay. So I think my issue with my JMeter, I guess. Okay, that's why it couldn't run the WebSocket at all. Let me run again. Disable this. Hmm. Has been compiled by the Java runtime class 555, the version of Java run runtime run version up to 52. Okay, leave it. Right. So I will download some other version. Okay, and I will the Selenium is also pending, right? I will try with that things. Sampler WebSocket. Okay, I'll try to download the lower version of it and I will try to cover those things because we are
Okay,
getting
sir.
errors now, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go to next one which is working. Yeah, so dummy sampler. So dummy sampler is nothing but like a dummy one only. Suppose you want to test something or you want to check your test your expression is working or not, right? Or you want to do something, right? Instead of hitting a real application, we can paste whatever the data here in the response data. Only for debugging and testing purpose. Suppose I want to test my some JSON, right? I will give some JSON here. Anything like that. And you can test it now. Let's run the script. Disables. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So in the response, you will see whatever given I'll get here. Only for testing purpose. So here I can test your regular expression, JSON expression, whatever you want. This for only for dummy sampler to debugging activity. Okay, so this will be very helpful when you don't want it application every time, right? Suppose you're working for regular expression extractor and you're not getting an expression. So what happens? Suppose if you create hit the post call every time, it may create object in server. So instead of hitting post multiple times, now you will copy the response whatever you get here and paste here, and you can practice. I think hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it was discontinued if connecting immediately, I guess. Okay. Now, did you understand dummy sampler?
Yes, sir. Whatever code we need to
Yeah.
take, we need to paste in the response data.
Response that and this dummy debugging purpose. Instead of hitting, suppose you are using a post call, right? So what post call will do? It will create a resource in the server. Correct. So for testing purpose, you can't hit post every time, no? Because it will create. So instead of that, we'll copy paste the data and we'll try this one here. Okay, that's a dummy sampler. Okay, now let's go to other water sampler. Okay, so those are the important samplers here. Okay, so most of the things, whatever you got the request, we have to get that one. Okay, yeah. So that's all for today. And tomorrow we'll discuss. I will try to download the lowest versions